Hi, I'm Trachtenberg with Figured Out Baseball. I'm the hitting coach here at Westchester University of Pennsylvania. I want to show you a few drills you can do on your own to help yourself stay consistent with your swing. And what we want to focus on to begin with is just how much our head moves. Oftentimes you hear coaches telling their players, keep your head on the ball, keep your eye on the ball. And really what I want to do is explain what that means and what we're trying to accomplish as coaches when we may say that. The key to hitting is seeing the ball, and the ball's in flight. Now obviously I'm working here with the ball on a tee, and that's a good place to start to kind of take that timing and that hand-eye coordination out of the equation a bit, while I do focus on keeping my head still. When we want to think about keeping our head on the ball or keeping our eye on the ball, a key component to that is making sure our head doesn't move. And that's really what we should be saying is, don't move your head, opposed to keep your head on the ball or eye on the ball. If our head starts to move as we swing and the ball's coming at us, obviously our eyes are moving and it makes it very difficult to track a ball that's in flight. So this is a drill you can do to kind of step back with your mechanics and make sure you're doing things correctly from the head all the way down through your toes. So to start with, I'm going to go ahead and use a second bat. You can use any object, but a bat really works well just because of its length. I'm going to go ahead and get into my stance, lined up with the tee here in home plate, and I'm going to lay the bat down really even with my nose. My goal here as I take my swing is that my head and my nose really stay on line with the bat the entire time during my swing. I can obviously go ahead and use video just like this and evaluate myself that way, but if we don't have access to that and we're in a practice setting, we're moving quickly, just using a bat, putting a ball down, anything like that can really help us to make sure we're not moving our head as we're going about our swing. So in our stance here, again, I want to recheck that I'm in line with the bat to begin with. I'll go ahead and take my stride. And even at this point, you can check to make sure that you're still in line with that bat. Stride and swing. And you can see as I finish, my head is still on the bat. What that tells me is that during the swing, my head did not move forward, did not move back. Thus, my eyes have really stayed on line with the ball as it's coming into the plate. We'll go ahead and line it up again. To begin with, take your time to reset. Make sure you're in line with that bat. Stride. We can make sure we're all set here. Swing. And again, we want to make sure we're in line. In terms of result, we're trying, as we always are, to hit a ball really hard. If we start to see ourselves hit the ball down into the ground, hit it weakly into the air, we might go ahead back and look at where we are as compared to the bat. If we're in our stance and with our stride we move forward, as you can see compared to the bat, and we swing and we end up way in front of the bat, oftentimes what you're going to find is a ball that goes down into the ground because we're doing this. We're at that angle there. It makes it difficult to make solid contact as we're doing that. In addition to the bat angle, our eyes are moving a great amount as the ball is coming towards us. The opposite would be true too. We might be doing a situation where with the stride, we dip ourselves back away from the pitch, away from the ball. You can see where my nose is as compared to the bat on the ground. And then with our swing, we might go ahead with the big uppercut through the ball, and we might see a weak pop-up in the other direction generally. So with all of our swings, we want to make sure we're maximizing our bat speed, which means we're swinging the bat hard. And again, with this bat on the ground drill, we're really focusing to make sure that our head's not moving, or as a coach would say, yelling from the side, from the dugout, might be saying, keep your head on the ball. Stride, swing. A key also for this is that it's very easy to have this bat here or an image in front of you when you're swinging. So even if you're in a game setting and you want to have something like this to remind you, if you're in a dirt batter's box, you can simply draw a line in the dirt for yourself that just reminds you to keep your head set and on that line throughout your swing. I'm going to go ahead and move into a second drill here to really make sure that our feet are staying in line as we go ahead and make our swing. Again, using the bat, we can go ahead and place it down on the ground so that it's parallel to home plate. Now, as we go ahead and set ourselves up, we do not need to always be with our feet in a perfect line to the pitcher. Some players prefer to be slightly open, some prefer to be closed. Again, that's a preference up to you. What we want to use this bat for is to be in line with what we feel most comfortable with. In general, we might just want to keep our feet in line with the pitcher. And what I want to do here is I'm going to put the bat down in that line. I'll get in my stance, and as I go ahead and do my stride and swing, I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I'm not crossing over that bat. So in our stance, with my head up on the pitcher, not looking at the bat, I'll go ahead and stride and swing. And I could feel that I made a little bit of contact with my stride, and that's okay. What we want to avoid with the bat being here is this, stepping onto the bat. When we do this, obviously we won't be able to hit the ball well, but just having a barrier there on the ground will keep us generally from making that type of mistake. For the player that does the opposite, instead of stepping in too far, the player that steps out, we can call this stepping in the bucket or stepping away from the pitch. We're just going to use the bat in the opposite field. So we'll go ahead and put the bat behind our feet. So we'll put it basically on our heels when we set up. The goal here is obviously as we stride and swing, we're not going to go ahead and slide our foot back away from the pitch, away from the ball here. So again, my heels start right up against the bat. Stride, swing. I'm trying to hit the ball hard here without moving the bat. We'll load up and do that again. Okay, so what we're going to do here is have the bat set up right against our heels. We're going to be in our strong stance. Stride, swing. And we haven't made contact with that bat. We haven't pushed it away. If you do this drill incorrectly, you'll stride backwards, or as you swing, you might roll off and hit that bat. Again, the key here that we're working on is avoiding bailing out, stepping in the bucket, stepping away as we go ahead and swing. As hitters in the game situation, again, as we talked about earlier, we want to make sure the head's not moving. At the same time, we want to make sure that our lower half is supporting what our upper half wants to do. And you can see, just as I move this foot backwards, you can see the movement that my head takes. As a hitter, you may sometimes be intimidated by the pitcher throwing hard or throwing inside, and that may lead us naturally to have the instinct to step away. Mechanically, though, it's very difficult to hit that. So again, having this drill, just having this in place behind you, can just be a constant reminder to stride, keeping your weight forward a bit, and to make sure we swing, and again, keeping our weight slightly over the plate. We did this drill with a tee. As you build confidence with it, you can go ahead and set up with front toss. You can use overhand or machine pitch. And if you're the type of player that needs that little bit of encouragement and to build confidence with this type of a drill, and you're a little bit concerned about the inside pitch hitting you, then go ahead and have front toss thrown to you on the inside part of the plate using this bat. And again, that'll drill us into the point of being confident that a pitch here is something that we can hit and we're not worried about being hit with. Again, I'm Trachtenberg with Figure It Out Baseball. I look forward to sharing more videos with you on hitting and other topics going forward.